gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, for you, won't you let the light shine through? In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. night.
Good morning everybody and welcome to the latest Elite FPL podcast reacting, well, to last night's Supercup game. Wow. I've got to say, I woke up this morning and I completely forgot the game even took place. And I put on BT Sport, the highlights, and I deliberately kind of blocked it so I couldn't see the result because for some reason they decide to put up the result of the game, but it doesn't matter. And it ended 1-1. Goes to extra time, 2-2. Then on to penalties. And there's a lot of talking points from last night's game. I mean, we'll just quickly go over what exactly happened. So Mane starting the first game for Liverpool, already making an immediate impact. 2 goals. Firmino obviously rested last night. We had Giroud scoring last night. He still continues. I find this statistic amazing that Giroud has started for, in the games that he started for Arsenal, Chelsea and France, he basically hasn't lost a game. Not literally in the sense of it's every game that he started for the past 60, 70 games. It's some ridiculous stat and I can't get my head around it. And he didn't lose last night. Yes, I know they lost on penalties, but as a 90-minute game, they didn't lose. And there's just something about that stat which just blows my mind. And Pulisic getting an assist there. Jorginho, of course, taking the penalty with Abraham. Did he dive? Did he not dive? I don't know why VAR wasn't used for that, but you know, it's like my favourite website said, at the end of the day, we would have been there for about 4 hours deciding whether he dived or not. It was given, and Jorginho took it away, taking it 2-2 and on to penalties. And unfortunately, karma strikes, and Abraham goes and misses the penalty, which secured Liverpool the Supercup victory. Now, for me, the talking point of this show today is this: has last night impacted your thoughts ahead of Gameweek 2 regarding Liverpool assets? Now, somebody commented, I'm not going to name check them because it may have been a trolly comment, a fake comment, I don't know, but someone did say on our YouTube channel that they've already bought in Mane for Salah and they're going to captain Mane. Now, I think that's extremely hasty to do that. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend that that is a stupid move. I wouldn't say it's a stupid move per se, but I would say that I think it's a wasted transfer. But if you've done it and it pays off, well done to you. I don't know what we can take from this game. Can we say that it's just a glorified friendly? Or can we say that both teams took it seriously? Well, based on my opinion, based on the highlights, I think that Chelsea wanted it more. Based on the highlights, they looked more threatening. Pedro, of course, hitting the crossbar again. Pulisic having a goal ruled offside. I'll tell you what, Pulisic, who was it that's got him? It's Aussie boy, FPL Aussie boy, he's got him in his team. Should be very happy with Pulisic. Liverpool, you know, they didn't play a full strength team. Trent Alexander-Arnold rested. We had Gomez and Matip starting. Oxlade-Chamberlain getting his first start in God knows how many months. Well done to him for recovering and getting into the team. But at the end of the day, the game in 90 minutes, if we're looking at it from a Premier League aspect, ended 1-1. And I'm telling you now, Chelsea, it's one of those where I don't know if the luck's just against Frank Lampard, if the gods are telling him that you should just never have taken this job, but they're looking good. Defensively, I find it ironic that defensive-wise, they've got, you know, quality in there, but they're looking a bit shaky. But attack-wise, again, I can only base this on highlights, and this is why I'm doing this phone calling, because I want to hear your thoughts on the game from people that actually watch the game. From a Liverpool perspective, I've got to say, this season so far, including pre-season, they haven't kept a single clean sheet. They've played 5 matches, including pre-season, including last night's game, and they've conceded a single one. That's concerning. Also, my basic that the first half of last season, Liverpool kept clean sheets in 60% of their games. It dropped down to 50% in the second half of the season, and it looks like that trend has continued, and they haven't kept any clean sheets at all. Is it because they're playing a high line and people are getting behind them? Norwich scored against them. Chelsea, of course, last night scores against them. Is it a concern for you double and triple Liverpool defender owners? Who knows? Like I said, we want to take calls today. I'm only going to be doing this for about an hour. I'm hoping that this doesn't go offline. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Brilliant. Doesn't look. Can someone let me in chat know if this has gone offline or not? I know Geordie Kev or Statman has let me know, and I have no idea why. It actually really is annoying me. Someone please let me in chat know immediately if we're offline or not.
Still offline for me, Steve.
Cheers, Boona. Thank you.
Yeah, it's still offline. I'll let you know if it changes, mate.
Cheers, dude. It's just, on my end, mate, it's just totally red. How long has it been offline for?
About 20-30 seconds now, actually.
So it's been continuing.
It's back. It's back.
It's back, right. Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Boona.
No worries, bud.
Sorry about that, everybody. I really get really frustrated because it's 9:30 in the morning. I don't care whether it's flaming high level traffic. There is nobody in this house at the moment using the flaming internet, so I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I've completely lost my trail of thought now. I don't know what people caught of what I was looking at, reading out, but basically, yeah, the simple put is this. I want to take your calls. I don't want to make this stream too long. It's only going to be going on for an hour. I just want to get your reaction to last night's games. Has it changed your thought process ahead of Game Week 2? I'll quickly get into the conversation that's happening with you guys. Say good morning to some of the regulars and whatnot that have come in here. Let's just quickly say hello to, of course, everything's breaking down now. What a surprise. Bloody hell. Pool fans, good morning there. And Cy Benamy, welcome to the stream. Nasty Boys, FPL Boona, and there, of course, Yash, welcome. Jason Costa, aka Little Saints, welcome to the stream. We've got lots and lots of people watching. This is absolutely superb. Cameron Rawcliffe, aka FPL Kid, in the chat. Ben Wheatcroft, good morning to you there. I did see a nice comment that came in from, here we are, Covdog Jr. How did I not find this channel earlier? It'd be interesting to hear if you want to get live on air and discuss last night's game and tell us about what you think about this channel and whatnot. Who else have we got in chat here? Illusion, Square Jupiter, Davey P, good morning to you. Yeah, and there's many more of you part of this podcast stream today discussing all things fantasy football, especially live reaction to last night's game. Like I said, if you're part of the Discord group, get involved, get in that waiting room and we'll get you live on there. I know for a fact that Boona is there. So straight away, FPL Boona, I want to hear your thoughts on last night's game. Has it changed anything ahead of Game Week 2 for yourself regarding captaincy?
No, not as far as captaincy is concerned, but there's a lot of worry in the Discord community about Salah. I tell you that for a fact. In fact, I mean, I'm not going to name no names, but there was some crazy things being said last night, pal. Like, there's one particular FPL manager considering to bench Salah and play Lundstrom. What's your thoughts on that?
For goodness, just...
I'm being serious, because it got quite heated at times. So he was being deadly serious.
So this individual, who will remain nameless, was saying that
Yeah.
he is going to play Lundstrom ahead of Salah.
Yeah, a Liverpool fan as well, so...
And what's the reasoning behind this? Because the amount of minutes he played, or because he just didn't look good enough?
Yeah, I mean, he seemed to think that even in previous seasons, Salah's been benched and not played a game after a European game 3 days later. But hey, look, I'm not going to get sucked into this conversation because I woke up fuming as well. It's just one of those things. I just can't get my head around it. But hey, look, I watched the first half and I've got to say, Chelsea really impressed me. Pedro, Pulisic, they all looked really on it, like seriously. And Liverpool, they looked defensively poor again, I have to say. Chelsea were unlucky not to win that game.
I've got to say, I mean, based on Chelsea's performance versus Man United and from what I've read, they were unlucky not to score. We're not going to talk about whether they should have won or lost, won or drew. I'm just talking about scoring.
Yeah.
We're talking last night. They looked lively. They got a goal.
They did.
They could have got a couple more. Pulisic was unlucky with the offside, and okay, yeah, it was still ruled off. But
Yeah.
I've got to say, I'm concerned more from a Liverpool defensive perspective than I am from an attacking perspective. An attacking perspective, they looked like they were at it. They looked like they want to go for it. And Mane, from what I saw, looked really, really lively and wanted to score. And my goodness, not only did he score one, he scored twice. It looked like he was playing in the same role as he did last season, through the middle. Is that correct?
Yeah. I think Klopp will. If Klopp goes back to that front three, Salah, Mane, Firmino, I think there's going to be goals. But yeah, the defence looked really shaky. I don't know what's happened to it. I don't know what's changed.
Interestingly, have you thought about potentially? I mean, it's mad to say, but I mean, I think that if this individual who was saying about benching Salah was actually talking about maybe bringing in Mane ahead of Salah, I think it'd been a more interesting discussion. I mean, what are your thoughts straight away? Not necessarily for this game week, but maybe with 2 free transfers in game week 3, Mane in for Salah?
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't, because for a few factors, Salah's ownership's so high, so I wouldn't want to risk going Mane and then Salah goes big. But I would be interested in seeing if I can find a way to bring Mane in as well as Salah. The only problem there is going to be then the rest of your team's going to suffer, because I want Son as well in next week. So yeah, Mane in for Salah, not for me personally.
Did you when the game finished and you were you're in the red light, so to speak, and it's like, Christ almighty, that was just really, really bad. Did it change your opinion on your captaincy choice for game week 2?
No, not at all. Not for me. It didn't make a difference. The only thing I was glad the fact that Trent didn't start. Do you know what it is though with stuff like Trent? If you've got him, you're going to be glad. If you've not got him, you're going to say he's got dropped. That was my only concern when it came to that game. I don't think I'm going to captain Salah 100%. I think he starts. I don't see why he would drop his main asset. Liverpool struggled at Southampton last season as well. They only just about got that win, 3-2, I think it was. So no, Salah captain for me 100%.
We've got Taj M in the waiting room, and like I said, for anybody that's part of the Discord community and you want to talk to myself and Boona for now, talking last night's game, how it's affected your opinion ahead of game week 2. We've heard Boona mention that an individual last night is actually seriously thinking of playing Lundstrom ahead of Salah, concerned about... I mean, what was the main concern? Just the fact that the amount of minutes he played last night, he's worried that Salah will be benched.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he was convinced that Salah would be benched, not concerned, convinced. But that's as if like Lundstrom's nailed to start or something. I can't wait for Lundstrom to come off the bench for a 1 point and to block Salah's triple hat trick, honestly.
Wow, you're predicting a good score. We'll get Tajem on. Tajem, you're live on the Elite FPL breakfast show, talking all things Supercup last night. You're going to have to mute your stream, mate.
Yep, I've just done that.
So, straight away, last night's game, what are your thoughts?
I thought it was a very lively game. I thought Mane definitely had a good game with a great second goal. And yeah, I think Chelsea are a good look now. What do you think?
I think from an attacking perspective, I think that absolutely they are very, very worth considering. I think Pulisic especially looked really, really lively.
Yeah, with that through ball, very good through ball to Giroud for the second goal. That was a good play.
Tarjan, do you have headphones?
I do not.
Because the problem is that there's a lot of feedback for everybody on. If there's any way of muting your speakers or anything like that, it's very. We'll just take you off air for a minute. We'll try and get you back on air. Nasu, you're live on the Elite FPL Breakfast Show. Good morning. We're talking all things Supercup last night and how it's affected your thought process ahead of Game Week 2. Good morning. Nasu, are you there? Nope, okay, Nasu is not there. Like I said, if you want to join us live right now, have your say on last night's Super Cup game. Has it affected your thoughts ahead of Game Week 2? For myself, I haven't even answered myself. The answer is yes. I think that, for me, Salah captaincy now looks in doubt. For me personally, I think that, like last season, Mane, not only did he match Salah's points, he was actually doing better than Salah and was on a more consistent returner. And I'm wondering if actually some people are maybe jumping onto the Mane transfer now in hope that it will do really well versus Southampton and get onto that bandwagon, and maybe Salah could be benched and maybe Origi starts, who knows. But we got Notorious Nerd. Notorious Nerd, you are live on the Elite FPL Breakfast Show. Good morning to you.
Hey, thanks for having me, Steve-O.
No, thank you for coming on air. Straight away, we want to ask you, what are your thoughts on last night's game?
Yeah, it was a much improved performance from Chelsea, obviously. And from what we saw last night, Liverpool defense is still a concern that they are not keeping beats. And Chelsea played much better with the senior players, I would say. The likes of Giroud, Jorginho, back in the team and performing really well. So we should consider them. So I'm just going to wait on them for 1 or 2 game weeks and who is performing well. So that's my opinion.
Do you think that there were any Chelsea assets last night that stood out for you where you're thinking, you know what, I wouldn't mind getting on him? I'm straight away thinking Pulisic.
I'm thinking Giroud. He gets regular starts because he looked really confident. And even Jorginho on penalties. People have been saying, no, he's not going to be. But at that price, he's looking really good. The rest of the Chelsea team, the Chelsea midfield looks rotation prone, so I'm still not convinced with Pulisic. But yeah, those two caught my eye.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I know you and I were, well, especially you, were big advocates of Giroud in pre-season, saying that actually you should get him in your team for 7 million in pre-season. Yeah. He didn't start much. He didn't start against Man United. He plays last night, scores a goal. Do you think that Frank Lampard starts him versus Leicester?
After last night's performance, I think he does deserve a start against Leicester. And yeah, he could do really well. But he's a player, like, you've got to give him regular starts. He plays like regularly. He should get 15 goals a season, to be honest, if he gets regular starts.
I completely agree with you. I don't understand why he just seems to be dismissed and doesn't get the starts that he wants. A few people in chat, in fact a lot of people in chat that I know you're part of, are talking about Emerson. How was he looking last night?
I don't know. I mean, he's looking very attacking, like similar to Alonso, so people are excited about him. But personally for me, the Chelsea defense has to show that they can keep clean sheets before I jump onto them. So I'm not really concerned with the attacking threat that Emerson possesses until they sort out the defense, become tight at the back.
Absolutely. What are your thoughts then ahead of Game Week 2? Has last night's game kind of put you off Salah captaincy? Have you thought about bringing in Mane?
The only thing is that what it has put me off is that I'm not expecting Salah to go ballistic, like get a hat-trick or like 4 or 5 goals. I'm expecting Salah to get an attacking return, a goal and an assist, like last game week, as a minimum. So it has put my hopes down a bit on Salah, but like it's not put me off him for the captaincy.
We're going to try and get Taj M back on live because I do like speaking to our continental friends. Taj M, hopefully everything's sorted out your end. Taj M, can you hear me?
Hello?
Much better. No feedback whatsoever. I don't know what you've done, but everything's working fine. So we're talking about last night's game. Take it away, my friend. I'll ask you straight away, have your thoughts changed on Salah captaincy this game week?
I think, like what Notorious did, I think my thoughts have sort of stayed the same. I think Mane is a very good asset. He's just a bit hard at that.
Okay. And what about Chelsea? How have they come into your thought process now after last night?
I think Emerson has very good pick. He looked very lively, a good player in Chelsea's lineup, but besides that, maybe Pulisic. Just don't any other asset to give us much value.
You're breaking up every other word, Taj. I'll try and persist with you for one more question here, which is quite oh, he's gone. The joys of live call-in. Notorious Nerd. One quick
just got down for me, Stephen.
Oh, for pity's sake.
Don't know if I'll beat the chat to it or if it's just me.
Yeah, no, it will have gone down, I can assure you now. Brilliant.
And it's back.
It's back, is it?
And it's buffering.
It's buffering, okay. Right, okay, I can only apologise, everybody. I'm just waiting for the green indicator to go off. I don't know why this is happening, to be honest with you. Hopefully the stream will come. Here we go. We're coming back on live on air right now. Apologies, everybody, for the tech issues. I don't know what's going on. Everything seems to be perfectly fine on the Discord end, but when it comes to the actual streaming, it just seems to be very, very frustrating. And I want to bring these shows to you, but unfortunately, if these streams keep doing what they're doing, I think I may have to stop doing them full time. But who knows? Notorious Nerd, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Fantastic, yeah. So, have you not thought about actually maybe Sterling being a better captaincy choice this particular game, considering Salah has played 120 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, it has come to my thoughts. Sterling can actually, get more points than Salah this game week, but I'm expecting Tottenham to be more tighter at the back because of the performance last game week. So I'm expecting, it will be a tight affair.
Straight away, FPL Boona, you laughed a bit there. I mean, what are your thoughts ahead of this game? We are doing our predictions tonight, just to let everybody know, and we'll talk about that a bit later. But your thoughts straight away on keeping it tight at the back for Tottenham against Man City.
I don't know about that, but at the same time, personally, I've never ever captained a player playing against Spurs, so I wouldn't do it. So Salah, that's why Salah kind of remains an option for me. But I don't see it being tight. I don't see anything changing unless Vertonghen starts. I don't see how we're going to be tight. City just look relentless right now. They could have scored 7-8 against West Ham. I know it's West Ham, not Spurs, but we didn't exactly look, tight at the back. So I don't think it's going to be a hammering, but I don't think it's going to be tight. So 3-1 for me is my prediction.
3-1. Notorious Nerd, before we let you go, what are your thoughts on the scoreline between Tottenham and Man City?
Yeah, I'm still predicting it to be a tight game. I trust Pochettino to make some changes, the formation or the personnel, and because he has experience of playing against Pep, so he's not going to be caught unaware of the threats that City possess. So I don't think it's going to be a hammering, but it's going to be a more competitive game. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's brilliant. Notorious Nerd, any final thoughts ahead of Game Week 2 before we let you go?
It's going to be a great game week, and some people are wildcarding, some people are making some bold decisions with the bandwagon, so it's going to be interesting to see the reaction to the game week.
Absolutely, Taurus. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, and cheers all. Best of luck for the game week.
There's our regular contributor, Notorious Nerd. You'll recognise in the Discord group as ever. If you want to be part of this Discord group, the link is in the description. I'm sure somebody will be more than happy to put the link in the chat as we speak. Seems to be a lot of positivity regarding Chelsea in the chat, my friend. Again, I'll ask this simple question for you, Boona. If Giroud looked like he was a first choice for Chelsea, does he become an option?
Not for me, because firstly he's ex them, and secondly, the problem with Giroud is when he has been given the opportunity to start, he tends not to take it and do as well. And we keep going on about the fact that, you know, why isn't he a starter and all this and that. It's because he's so good off the bench. When he's got, you know, because he's got bags of energy off the bench and he's often coming up against tired legs, that's when he performs best. But when players are fit, and like, you know, from the start, he just doesn't seem to have that same effect. So he seems to be, for me, more of an impact sub, and I don't see him starting that weekend personally.
Okay, Nasu, we're going to try you again and again. For anybody that's part of the Discord group, we're not going to be going on long, so please, if you want to get live on there, have your say about... Oh, he's gone. If anybody wants to come in that waiting room, there are spots available to be discussing last night's game, because last night I think was an important talking point to discuss regarding Game Week 2 and how it's affected your thought process, because for me, I'm considering swapping my captaincy from Salah to somebody else, but who knows?
Really?
Yes, I just think that the fact that they... Good question. What's the Discord been saying about Pookie since yesterday's wonderful discussion point, or has it all just calmed down and died off?
No, there's been significant Pookie loving in the Discord, mate, honestly. Seems to be a right bandwagon right now, and it's all going to come crashing down. I've called it. But that side, mentioning yesterday's games and how players performed, I'm quite tempted to bring in Pulisic for Mora. I was really impressed.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
I agree with you. I was extremely impressed by Pulisic. I think that he looks lively, doesn't he? He looks like he wants to do well for this Chelsea team, and I've got to say, I think there could potentially be a bargain there.
His fixtures as well, Leicester and then Norwich and Sheffield United.
Yeah, and he's going to be playing, well, he is. He's playing in a team which is very, very attacking. Lampard just... looking at the statistics as well, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but would you say that Lampard is virtually telling his players to kind of almost shoot on spot, no matter where they are on the pitch?
Yeah, they're definitely looking a lot more attacking. I don't know about shoot on spot, but they're very gung-ho, should we say, right now, as opposed to defensively. Although I will say that defensively they looked a lot more solid yesterday, and Christensen put in a right shift. Christensen did really well defensively. Zuma made less mistakes, but Christensen stood out for me. I wouldn't go there just because I don't see the appeal at 5.5 right now, but he did well.
Do you think that...
Pedro and Pulisic both looked really well, and I don't know what it is about Pedro, but it's just I prefer Pulisic. I don't know why, but Pedro looked really good.
Do you think that Frank Lampard learnt from the Man United game and it had an impact on their tactics last night?
Say that again, sorry, Frank Lampard.
Do you think that Frank Lampard learnt from the game against United on Sunday and changed his tactics around, and that's why they looked a bit better last night?
Yeah, definitely. I think the main nucleus to the change in the way they played was Kante. Kante obviously dictates everything in that game, and it just goes to show that without Kante, you know, they lack any sort of confidence, and they're massively susceptible in defence without Kante. So if he's back, I don't think we'll see Chelsea being destroyed the way they were against United. Not on the pitch, but, you know, the way the scoreline suggested.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, everybody, if you want to get on the show, speak to myself and Boona talking last night's game, your thoughts ahead of Game Week 2. It'd be really interesting, because I just think that last night's game was very, very important. I'll say this now, if you are watching the stream right now and you're enjoying what you're seeing, just simply hit that like button and show your support. If you're not a subscriber to this show, then by all means, hit that subscribe button. We're pretty much virtually a daily live stream talking all things fantasy football, and we're just going to get more and more shows on the go. And tonight we have got our predictions. Myself, Jason, up against the history, and one of you guys will be coming live on air to predict the scores and try and beat Block FPL, who got 9 points last week. We're going to try Nasu again. Nasu, you're live on the Elite FPL Breakfast Show. Good morning to you. Good morning. Typical. No one's
if Resi Desi, aka Andy, is free, do come on air, because me and Andy have put a side bet on about Pookie and McGinn. I've said that they won't return a goal or assist, but I've just seen Andy on live chat say that he's going to captain Pookie. I don't know if he's joking, but I'm interested to find out.
Andy, if you're there and you want to come live on air and discuss last night's game, talk about those those controversial transfers that you've made ahead of game week 2, where for anybody that didn't watch yesterday's show, basically Andy did what seems to be the bandwagon transfers this week of taking out Fraser and Greenwood and bringing in Pookie and McGinn. There was a lot of discussion yesterday. We had some wonderful calls, a lot of debate, especially involving FPL Booner, Keyboy, Statman, not quite myself, but Andy himself defending his decision, and the other three just basically saying that he's an absolute waste of space. I mean, for me, I don't think that it will be a fail. I think that Pookie will probably do quite well versus Newcastle, to be honest with you. I think that he will do actually really, really well, and I'm happy to support Andy in his decision. Daniel Germain, straight away for you, Boona. Is Kyle Walker-Peters likely to play ahead of Aurier this weekend?
I think he'll still keep his slot, just based on the fact that, apart from me, the world seems to think he didn't do as bad. But he's going to be so far down my bench. Like, he's literally going to be like 5th on my bench if there could be a 5th. But I think he'll play this week. I don't think he'll chuck Aurier in there, because Aurier's full of mistakes himself, and I don't think Walker-Peters is as mistake prone. So yeah, I personally hope that Walker-Peters plays well, because it's better for me for game week 3 then, because then he should play game week 3 against Newcastle.
Absolutely, yeah. Quick question here from Kovdog Jr. Would you do Zinchenko to Walker and Sigurdsson down to Pulisic?
No way, because that's going to be a -4 as well. Zinchenko isn't going to lose this place anytime soon. He's defending well, and I know this whole Cancelo kind of worry up in the air, but I don't see him coming in. I know that, Pep paid X amount of money for a reason, but until Zinchenko or Walker get injured, I can't see Pep changing that. And Sigurdsson's got a great chance of doing well. I mean, if I could, I'd own one of Richarlison or Sigurdsson over Pulisic. It's just I'm 0.5 away from that. He wouldn't be getting rid of Sigurdsson.
I think the stream's about to go off again. Brilliant. I don't understand. It's probably going to go offline, everybody, just to let you know. In fact, I know for a fact it will. So bear with us for 30 seconds. Now it's back up again. No, now it's gone down again. I think, everybody, I may have to stop the stream in a few seconds, because unfortunately, I don't know why, but everything seems...
For me.
It's down, is it?
No. It's okay.
Is it still playing, is it? For people in chat, can you just please let me know what's going on?
Yeah, it's down at the moment.
Brilliant. So we're just going to sit in silence for a few minutes. Absolutely typical. When you actually just want to do a quick impromptu stream as well, everything seems to go to pot, and then the second you want to do like a 3-hour stream, it's only the first 10 minutes, and then everything goes fine. Everything in chat seems to be speaking away, but I don't know if it's because they're behind or not.
Yeah, probably.
The weird thing is, when it actually goes down... Oh, and we're back. And we're back, everybody. No, now it's down again. Right, I'm gonna have to cancel the stream. Typical. Absolutely typical. I don't believe this. Once this comes... Right, everybody, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to have to cancel this stream. I don't think we can persist, unfortunately. I think that for whatever reason, there seems to be a lot of interference today. I don't understand why. To be honest with you, I'm getting really, really frustrated at it. I think that it just seems really, really bad. And yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. Like I said, I wanted to just quickly get everybody's thoughts and opinions on last night's game. It seems that people aren't concerned about everybody now coming down.
People want you, Steve-O.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it's going down again. I'm going to have to go silent again.
Oh, yeah, you're going to have to end this, pal, 100%.
Yeah. Wait until it goes back green again.
No worries.
There we are, we're back green again. I'm going to do the admin. I can only apologise, but what I can tell everybody right now while we're green is that myself and Jason are back tonight live. I think it's going to be 8:30. It's going to be 8:30 tonight. Myself and Jason will be doing our predictions for Game Week 2. You will get an idea of what myself and Jason are going to be doing with our teams for Game Week 2. And of course, one of you guys will be joining us live to give your predictions. And of course, the famous history. What does the history say about the particular fixtures upcoming? Once again, I can only apologise for cutting the stream short, but unfortunately due to, well, let's be honest here, Wi-Fi internet issues, it appears that the gods are telling me to just stop doing this. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to stop. But what I can say is thank you to the guys that have come live on air. Thank you to Boona for being a quick co-host for myself for the last 40 minutes. It looks like people aren't too concerned about Salah captaincy this game week. They still think he's going to play. And yeah, I'll just do some quick admin. If you've enjoyed the stream, just simply hit that like button and just to say thank you and show your support. If you're not subscribed and you've enjoyed what you've seen over the last few days, just simply hit that subscribe button. We just do pretty much daily content every day basically. But tonight we will be coming back tonight to be doing our predictions. Follow us on Twitter at Elite FPL, Instagram at Elite FPL. We've got some good news for everybody that does actually use Instagram. I know Cameron Rawcliffe, aka FPL Kid, FPL Lad, of course. You'll be interested in the news that myself and Jason, me, will be bringing you tonight, and that's going to be good for you guys. And yeah, obviously get part of that Discord group. It's the way we get you live on air, and of course you get to continue talking all things fantasy football through with a bunch of people like Boona and other light-hearted members of the team who just want to talk everything. So yes, all I can say is thank you for joining in this relatively interrupted kind of stream. Again, can only apologise, but myself and Jason will see you tonight at 8:30. Cheers guys, and see you soon.
Cheers.